listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome, or maybe it's welcome back. Maybe you're joining us for our second show today. We are happy to have you either way. You're watching a brand new show. I'm so excited. I can hardly contain myself. This is Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn presents 529 Club Creatives. And I'm your host, executive producer, director, and broadcast engineer. And joining me for the first time today on this stage, the first of many, I hope, is my co-host, Deborah Wooten. Deborah is a film and TV producer. She's a legend. She specializes in animation. She's the CEO of Weber Group Limited, Pinewood Studios, and she's the founder of the 529 Club. If you are over on Clubhouse, you better get to know Deborah Wooten. I don't know what you're doing if you don't know her by now. Let's bring her out. Hi.
Hey. Oh.
Fantastic. How are you today?
Good. As you can see from the sunshine, the sun is setting here in Greece.
Yes, it looks like the sun is, you're glowing with joy.
Of course.
I have to say, and I've talked about Clubhouse many times, and again, I'm not a paid spokesperson. I'm still waiting for a check to come. But I feel like Clubhouse has really changed people's lives in unbelievable ways. And you're over there helping people every single day. So before we bring in our guest, I just gave a little bit of information about you, but I'm going to spotlight you. Why don't you tell us who you are and the amazing things that you're doing in this world, Deborah?
Well, my name is Debra Wootton. I'm a film and TV producer. And as you said, I specialize in animation. It's just because I am just a big kid at heart. You know, as you mentioned, we do a lot with Clubhouse. And we have had the 529 Club Creatives on Clubhouse for just 3 months. And we already have 5.2 people in our community, which is absolutely amazing. We started the 529 Club back in 2009 at Pinewood Studios for people that were at the studios to network once a month and, you know, meet and collaborate. And it's just grown over the last 12 years. And it is absolutely fantastic that we have been discussing doing this and we can highlight some of our members. It's going to be amazing. It's great to be here.
Thank you so much. And I think you and I definitely have that in common. We want to help other people. We want to have a platform where people can come forward and share whatever, whether it's a story or it's their background or it's their talent. So I think today you've brought us an amazing guest who's going to share all of that. Can you give a little introduction about the Elle Michelle?
Wow, this is the woman with a voice like silk. We were honored that she joined us as one of our panelists and judges for the 529 Club and Mark Summers Presents voiceover contest, where the winner won 6 months voice talent agent, and the beautiful Ellie Rods won that. And then because Elle Michelle is so talented, she is also going to be joining us for the musical theatre contest, and week 1 of those auditions starts this evening, which is 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. New York, and midday in LA. It has been absolutely fantastic to have such a talented lady like Elle join us as part of our panel. And there are so many things that this lady can do. I think the best thing to do is introduce her.
Yes. Without further ado, joining us from the States in Massachusetts, it's the Elle Michelle. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy.
We're so happy to have you. It's a true gift. By the way, you're looking quite striking, very beautiful, and I love your background.
Thank you. Had to present one of my saxophones and, of course, what I use to my happy place, one of my microphones.
So you do so many things and you do them so well. How do you feel when you're performing? What does music mean to you?
Oh my goodness, music is life. It is life indeed. It is a way to absolutely speak to every person throughout the world without words. Absolutely. It transcends every barrier, every culture. It just brings us all together. And so it gives me joy. And I have a passion to work internationally all over the world. And so music is the ultimate way to do that. It's the ultimate avenue to do that. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I love that comment. I think it brings us all together, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. I mean, if you can't speak any words or any other dialects or languages, I remember a long time ago, I'm telling my age, We Are the World came out, right? And it didn't matter where you came from. It brought the whole world together. We are the world. We are the future. We're the ones who make a brighter day. So it was talking about giving and people coming together, and music does that everywhere.
The Elle Michelle, can you tell us how you got started? Like, when did you first pick up an instrument, or when did you first start to sing and you realized, wow, I think I have something here, or somebody said, you were really amazing?
This is like one of my favorite stories. I was 5 years old and I was shy at the time. I'm not shy now, still an introvert, but not shy. There's a difference. So I was a little girl and I knew that there was a play production coming up. And I was like, I would really love to do this. Well, I was in the little choir in the little kindergarten, and the teacher said, well, you can do a song. And I was terrified. But I sang When You Wish Upon a Star as a 5-year-old little girl. And my dad came and he stood in the back of the room and I saw him applauding. And when that happened, I was like, this is it. This is it. I was beaming. I remember I never forgot any of the words to the song. And from there, I got started with the singing part. Now, for as far as instruments, that came a little bit later in 6th grade. Not knowing that my mother had always wanted to play instruments, she really didn't push me towards it, right? But she was like, well, what do you want to do? And I said, I want to get in a band. And at the time, they couldn't afford to really pay for instruments. So then she gets me a flute. And they get me a flute. I get in the band. And I was just so bored. It was too little. It didn't have enough sound. I wanted more. I wanted more. And that started me being curious in the different sounds and how to imitate the sounds from the flute and the other horns of my voices. So I went from flute in 6th grade to bass clarinet in concert and symphonic bands to trombone in jazz band, first and second chair, still play it. And so it started that progression of me being curious and just picking up instruments. And I did not start playing saxophone until the age of 22, and I'm self-taught on that.
Incredible background.
Thank you. Thank you.
When you perform, are you ever having difficulty controlling your emotions? Like, in other words, you get so into the music and the meaning behind it.
Absolutely, I am. Because a little bit of what music did for me is it allowed me, coming from being an introvert and being really shy at first, it pushed me forward to the stage. So I was expressing everything I could without speaking through the saxophone because it's the closest one to the voice, right? And so instead of me having to open my mouth, I would play with everything in me. And so if you hear it on my saxophone, it's probably how I was singing it at home. Just like that from blues. They call it Stormy Monday, but Tuesday's just as bad. And so I could do that with the saxophone and go back and forth, right? And so I would get so worked up till I would cry sometimes. I dance on stage. I run across into the audience and play and dance with people. And it's just amazing. It's so much fun. And yes, I get caught up.
You have so much passion and energy that comes through. I just love it. I want to ask you a question before we talk about Clubhouse and the impact that it's had on your life and it's having on your life. What is it like now, knowing that venues are opening back up slowly, right? But will you perform on social media like this, or is this something that will go away? What are your thoughts on that? Will you do a combination?
I will definitely do a combination, because what the pandemic has taught us and what everything taught us was that we have multiple avenues, and it kind of forced us to change our thinking and the way we promote, the way we present ourselves, and actually doing them together. Now you can reach larger audiences. There are the 15% who are disabled that can't get out to venues that now can tune in and be a part of our performances, right? And there's so many different things with accessibility and just reaching people throughout the world, where just with live venues, you had to have only the people that signed up for your tickets through whatever event programs you have. And then there's maximum capacity, right? Well, now the sky's the limit. So absolutely will be a combination of both.
That's fantastic, especially since my platform is on social media. But you bring up a good point. Maybe somebody wants to see a performance, but they can't make it that day. Maybe they don't have the money, or maybe, and this opens up whole new doors. So let's move on to Clubhouse. So Deborah, share with us, how did you get involved with Clubhouse, with the 529 Club creatives?
Well, I was actually invited by my friend Katia Banik from Germany on the beginning of February to Clubhouse. And, for the first week, I sort of listened around, and then I after about 2 weeks, I tentatively put my hands up in a room. I'd gone into talking about how scripts are developed, and I thought, no, that isn't right what they're saying. I have to put my hand up and say something. So, then I got into interacting. And then on the 6th of March, we started the 5 to 9 Club Creatives, which is the Clubhouse version of the 5 to 9 Club that we set up in 2009. And I've just been really lucky because, we had 1,600 members before we came onto Clubhouse. So we have a support group. So the reading rooms that we do, and the table reads, and the working lunches, and all of the other activities that we do have been a lot easier because we're working as a team. And then, Mark Summers has been part of my network for many, many years. So we started doing projects together, opening rooms together. We started with the voiceover contest, which got, I couldn't believe it, international press off Clubhouse. And also we had people from all over the world enter into it. The agent was in the UK, and the talent was from all over the world. The press in the Netherlands couldn't believe how international the contestants were being. We also had panelists from all over the world, Elle Michelle being one of them. We had Jay Simon from New Zealand. We had Madeleine French from Australia. We had Rick Party from US, as well as Elle Michelle, and the man with the voice, Marcellus, and of course Rolanda Watts joined us as well. And I'm bound to forget someone because we had such an amazing group of professionals that were willing to come and join us in the Clubhouse experience. And we've actually been told we change lives, which is amazing, because out of a little seed, we were hoping that we would get, a little plant. And I think it's just turned into an oak. The community on Clubhouse, the voiceover community on Clubhouse, is just grown from strength to strength. And the great thing is in my position as an animator and Mark Summers' position as a casting director, we now have these people on our radar, and it enables us to be able to, push them to other people, which is amazing.
Fantastic. And again, helping so many people get discovered, changing lives. So thank you to both of you. I'm wondering, Deborah and the Elle Michelle, if you both would comment, for people who are not on Clubhouse, I'm likening this, what you're doing, to maybe America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent. What would you say about that?
I'd say very much so. Except it's worldwide. It's international. That's the difference. That's what really kind of broke the mold. The first ever to be done, right? Where people were limited in travel or what have you. This way, everybody could come together collectively on one stage throughout the whole world, right? The whole entire world. So it was without limits. And so that's why it's changing lives. It took all of the barriers and the hurdles down that people might have once had that didn't have access to such things as stages with Rick Party, Rolanda Watts, Deborah, Mark Summers. That's unheard of, to have a panel like that and then give people from throughout the world an opportunity to compete, showcase their talents, get critiques, get encouragement and edification, all on one stage. So it's worldwide. It's the first ever like it. And it's going to continue and get even bigger.
Thank you so much, Deborah.
Oh, I agree completely. On no other platform have I been able to have such an international contest, because we had, as I said, we had international people on the panel giving their feedback, but also international people as part of the contestants. It was absolutely amazing. Last week, we had the intro to the panelists for the musical theatre. We've got Arlene Phillips as a choreographer, Tim Mills, David Grant. Of course, we've got the beautiful Carmeet from the Pussycat Dolls who's hosting for us. And we've just been absolutely blown away. The people that came on to ask their questions last week, we had them from Singapore, we had them from Nigeria, we had them from America, England, Europe. It is just absolutely everywhere. And on no other platform have we seen that or heard it.
Exactly.
It's so exciting, and I'm glad you're both here. We have to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors, but please stay with us. We'll be right back, and we're going to listen to a clip from our sponsor, Listening to Smile.
The music, services, and programs that we offer at Listening to Smile are based off of scientific studies and research, along with our own personal experiences and testimonials from our clients and our affiliates that we work with worldwide. My own personal journey began in around 2010, and I tried to find relief from a chronic illness that I was diagnosed with. And the traditional ways of healing, they tried to fit me in this box, and that didn't work for me for so many reasons. And this led me to a self-discovery that I never expected to be so life-changing. Healing is multifaceted. It requires us to really look at our whole selves and to get really honest about what we see. I started to see movement towards recovery when I started to integrate yoga into my life daily. When I started to incorporate the music into all aspects of my life, including my yoga practice, my healing completely accelerated, and listening to Smile's music helped me to open my consciousness. I was able to open my eyes to new perspectives and make changes that I needed to make in order to recover. The most noticeable difference that I saw right away, like immediately after listening to my first frequency track, was how much my anxiety completely stopped. There was such a relief. My mind was actually quiet for the first time in so many years. I felt safe. I felt this comfort and this peace immediately. I continued to listen daily, and I found that amazing things were happening inside of me. I felt calmer, I felt happier. I felt like I was in this little bubble of peace. Physically, I started to see the changes happening. I started to see the things happening in my body that needed to happen for me to heal from my illness. I felt empowered, I felt hopeful, and something that I hadn't felt in years. This is why we at Listening to Smile integrate yoga and Listening to Smile music together. We see such a huge benefit from integrating the music into other modalities of healing. It accelerates these modalities. It steps them up to another level because it works on the brainwave states and the neural pathways in the brain. This is something that is not very easy for us to do alone at home, but the Listening to Smile music makes that possible. This is where real change happens. This is where the body and the mind sync up and work towards health of the being as a whole. That is true health, and listening to Smile frequency music will get you there.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello and welcome back. We're so glad that you're with us. We are rapping with Dr. Jacalyn, 529 Club Creatives, and my co-host Deborah Wooten, and our guest, the Elle Michelle. Before we went to break, we were talking about Clubhouse and all the amazing things that are going on over there. Deborah, how did you and the Elle Michelle first meet? In which room, where, what was going on?
Oh, I think we met through Instagram chat for the first time, because the great thing about Clubhouse is, you know, we decided we were going to do the voiceover contest because we had some people, and I wanted to check out some other people that were on the platform. And of course, Elle Michelle's background just sang out at me. So I contacted her and said, you know, please, pretty please, you know, will you come and join us? And she's like, nope. No, she joined in, and I think, you know, I think maybe she wanted to try it out for the first week and see how she got on, and then realize, actually, this is a lot of fun. So she came back week after week. And then it was fantastic. And then, of course, because Elle Michelle, you know, if you want to sort of mention to people how you got into, you know, voices and you know, how you started doing them.
Absolutely. There are a few things. I am from Texas, okay? And then my mother would read stories to me, and all of these different voices. And of course, like most little girls, my mother, she's the most beautiful thing in the world to me. And I looked up to her, and I started to imitate her and her sounds that she would make reading all of these stories. And then number two, being that I was from Texas, we sound like this down there. I mean, we just country. We go to the store. We're about to get something to eat. And I didn't like it. I was like, ugh. This is horrible. I don't want to sound like I'm talking like this all the time, right? And so I started emulating voices that I thought were beautiful or had different sounds, and I became addicted to the sound of voice and how to produce these sounds. And so I would do things like, you have reached the voicemail box for, or we're sorry the number you have reached has been disconnected or is no longer in service, or talk like a little girl. I would do all of these things and try to figure out how all these sounds are made. And then it became fun. And at age 17, I started doing my first radio voiceover work at age 17, and have been doing theater and everything ever since then.
I love watching your face while you're doing the voices. I
can't help it.
Do you have a favorite one?
Oh my goodness.
I always like doing the little girl voice and doing the little giggle. I like doing that one. And then, because little girls, they look confused and stuff, and they don't know, they're not sure.
And then I love also doing, this is Alexa, adding to your Amazon cart, and stuff like that. The AI voices are so fun to do. And then talking like a woman back home from Texas, you know, I'm going to go find me some good old fried chicken from Popeyes and come on over to the house and get you something to eat, girl. Come on over there.
Oh, Elle Michelle is just so talented. And then I learned she loves and does musical theatre. So, you know,
Wow.
we had to invite her back to join us for the musical theatre contest.
Absolutely. And that's something, thank you for saying that, having me back. That's an honor, because most people don't think once you do certain things on certain platforms, you get kind of this persona going, right? So on Facebook, I'm known as the professional saxophonist, endorsements and doing all this other thing. And then when they said, wait, you sing? I was like, yeah, I started in classical music, singing PA Jesu and competing and first soprano and porgy and bass and stuff like that. And I was like, this is my love. This is how I started incorporating and training and teaching people in voice, was using all of those principles and techniques from singing classical and the vocalizations and how to use your oral cavity to produce different sounds in voice. And I applied it to radio and everything else. And anywhere from raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens to, anything, just I love it. I absolutely adore it. I want to do more, and I want to be around it for the rest of my life.
There's something to be said about doing something you're passionate about, isn't there?
Absolutely. It's not work. That's what's to be said. It's not work. It's a complete joy. And I always allude to me being an introvert, because it doesn't mean I'm shy, but what happens when you're doing something you love and you're in your niche, right? It pulls you out and it becomes easy, because voice acting is acting, performance is performance, but I get to express everything, and it's not work. It's joy, pure joy.
So happy for you.
Thank you.
And for you, Deborah, you love what you do also.
Oh, I am just a big kid at heart. I always tease that, my avatar on Clubhouse is the picture of a clown. And I always say, I'm the woman behind the clown, or am I the clown behind the woman? I just love, having fun. I think it's because I work really, really hard, that if I wasn't having fun while I was working this hard, I don't think I could do it. I really don't. I like to be creative. I like to help our community and help them to help themselves. And I think that's what drives you, to see what's happened to Ellie just in the few weeks since she won the competition. It's just amazing. And to know that we had just like a drop of influence on that person's journey is just, it just makes your heart swell. Wouldn't you agree, Elle?
Oh, I agree. And I adore Ellie. And she has aspirations to be the first Latina Disney princess. And she absolutely, because of this, has been shown she has absolutely everything it takes. And so being on a stage like this with the 5 to 9 Club and the club, all of that, and Mark Summers Presents, has done that for her. And now she's being flooded with opportunity. She's doing The Princess and the Frog. She's doing all of these other things. And it's just an absolute amazing thing. It's absolutely an amazing thing. And Deborah, I know why we get along so well, because we're both clowns. How about that? I need a little avatar in the clown. I do.
I was wondering if the two of you could share, for people who are on Clubhouse, but they haven't gone into this room because maybe they're intimidated, thinking, well, I'm not going to be performing. Are people who are not performing able to go in as well?
Oh, yeah. The audience are just as important as the contestants, because the audience vote for who goes through to the semi-finals and then who goes through to the finals. So we need the audience just as much as we need the contestants. The audience are there, and as people perform, they will do their votes, and it's the people with the highest amount of votes that make it through to the semi-finals and then on to the finals. Each week we have the people come up on stage. For the musical theatre, they have to do a verse and a chorus, and then the audience will vote while the panel give them feedback. And, we've got some of the top Broadway and West End panelists giving feedback to people, like the young lady that we're speaking to the other day from Nigeria, from Singapore. You could literally be on top of a mountain with a telephone. And as long as you can sing, you could win.
Yes.
I heard Elle go, yes.
I was back here cheering also, because you said it, Elle Michelle, in the beginning. It's an international platform, and Deborah, it sounds like anybody and everybody has an opportunity to participate.
Definitely. You know, and this is the way we've structured it, that it can be anyone, anywhere. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, it might just be a person that has always loved musical theatre, but never had the opportunity to be in front of the people like this, to give them guidance and to, you know, shine. And who knows who we're going to find on this journey. I am so excited.
Absolutely. If I could add to that, what makes it so beautiful, the audience and the panel combination makes it so much better, because we're not actually getting that bias. We're getting such a great balance, because the audience ultimately is who they're going to be performing for. So it's the best way to tell what they're giving, and the feedback is the audience response. And then the judges panels and the critique is amazing. That's an amazing, perfect balance. Perfect.
And I think the timing is great, because it's our first show here today, and then this contest is today also, right? In an hour, 2 hours?
Yes, 8 p.m. It is actually 2 hours. In 2 hours' time, we will be on stage. You know, you'll hear the wonderful Elle Michelle introducing the contest, and you know, I really can't wait. I'm slightly distracted, and I've realised that although it looked really nice when I first came on, now as the sun is setting in front of me, I've started to create a graph.
You're so fussy.
I'm not doing good. I am being aligned.
You are in perfect alignment. We do have a comment, by the way, from Marina Joy. Love the different voices, can relate to the musical theater too. We just had her on the show before, It's Your Stage, and she's a stand-up comedian. She's actually over in the UK, so I told her she needs to get over to Clubhouse too. So she wasn't familiar with Clubhouse, so. So thanks for the.
It's amazing. It's amazing how many people don't know about it yet. You know, I think they've got like 8 million, which is only, if you think about it, like 1% of the population of the world. We just feel as if there's more people than that on the platform at the moment, because of course the rooms are full, and you know, we have very good audiences. That's the great thing about Clubhouse. You can have anything from, you know, one person where you're talking to each other on stage, up to 8,000 people in one room.
Yes, absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. And some of the things that happened to me is I ended up moderating rooms, being the lead moderator with Vanilla Ice and some other people, mchammerkim.com, Paris Hilton. You meet all of these people. So the opportunities, all these people, the chief scientist of NASA, Jim Green, follows me now. I got to moderate a room with him, and people with the UN doing the voices and singing and playing for them. And then one of the greatest things that happened, one of the other great things that happened, was I was connected with a major world-renowned artist doing voices as well. And so it was Will I Am of the Black Eyed Peas. And a solid connection. And I'm excited because of this wonderful platform. So everybody get on Clubhouse and get your profile set up and connect your Instagram.
I love the wink. And I'll just share from a personal perspective. I went into a room. I saw Ben Chai was in the room. I didn't know him. We connected. He came onto one of my shows. He came onto another, and then I asked, do you want to be a co-host? Then Ian Pelham Turner and Helena Shard, they're over in the UK. They contacted me. Then Ben introduced me to Deborah. I mean, I could go on and on. It's all from Clubhouse. So people, if you're not on there, please go. We've got invitations that we can give to you if you don't have an invitation.
Yes.
You know, I call it the rabbit hole, because, you know, there is just so many places you can go and so many interesting conversations, you know, and it is absolutely amazing. I have made some fantastic friends on Clubhouse. You know, not you do just have interactions with some people, but you do make good friendships as well. Because those that don't know, on Clubhouse, you don't have an instant messaging platform. So everyone connects through Instagram, or, well, mainly Instagram. And then once they get to know each other better, then it maybe move it on to WhatsApp. But it's amazing that, you know, I find now with Clubhouse, it's like a full-time job on top of my full-time job, which was like a job and a half to start with. But we are having so much fun that, you know, quite frankly, it's addictive. You know, what can I say? You know, but if having fun is your form of what you want to get addicted to, then Clubhouse is definitely the place for you to go.
Thank you for sharing that. I have to say, I'm going to be very honest and transparent. As an American, I didn't realize how much I didn't know about the rest of the world. I mean, I really was clueless about what's going on in other parts of the world. And now, because I'm on Clubhouse, I'm getting exposed to people who are giving authentic information and feelings and shares. And it's truly incredible.
It absolutely is. I tell people all the time when I do stages, I said, understand that there are people from different cultures and backgrounds. So when people started learning how to maneuver and navigate these stages, you know, somebody may speak a little more boldly, like somebody from New York, but then there'd be somebody more timid, and the different cultures blending and mixing was a little confusing for a lot of people at first. But now it's starting to work and flow just wonderfully, and people are gaining a great understanding of people throughout the world, even from news. One of the main rooms is there, and hearing all of these things from health and wellness to, you know, just African culture to, I sang Oh Danny Boy for St. Patrick's Day on a stage full of Irish, and they loved it, and they were like, you are officially one of us. And so I got to be a part of their culture and hear their music. It was just great. It's a phenomenal, and it's something that I've always wanted to be a part of, is international travel and music and voice. And guess what? Now I can.
Bravo. As Elle Michelle, as a performer, as a creative, do you have concerns about the fact that if you were on an actual stage in public, the sound quality might be one way as opposed to maybe right now? So if you were to start singing right now, which you have done some voices, but would you have a concern about that? I'm just asking for the audience, for people who are thinking, oh, well, I don't know how it's going to be if I perform, you know, through Clubhouse or on a stage like this. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. They're working that. They've been working on the audio quality for quite some time, and they just updated it at the end of May, maybe. And then there's something that you can get called an iRig that's about $40 that allows you to, I'm advertising, that allows you to do a plug-in to play your music so the sound quality can come through a lot clearer. And so people are learning as they go, but the basic iRig feature. But if you have an Apple phone like I do, that's the 12 Max Pro, sometimes my mic quality is better than some that are using mics. So you can just have your cell phone. And if you have a great Bluetooth speaker, a lot of times a great one, you can really get through your message. But the iRig, something as simple as that, you don't have to get any expensive equipment, can help you out with that audio quality.
Thank you for sharing that, because people ask that a lot, or they make comments about that. Mm-hmm. Ladies, I would love for you to tell us what's happening in a couple of hours and how people can be part of the audience. Deborah?
In a couple of hours, the doors will open to the musical theatre contest run by the 5 to 9 Club Creatives and Mark Summers Presents. As Clubhouse doesn't allow us to do as joint, this week we're under Mark Summers Club. So if you look under the Mark Summers Presents Club, you will see the invite for this evening, and next week it'll be under the 5 to 9 Club. Tonight is week 1 of the auditions, and you need to come in, put your hand up, come up to stage, and it is a verse and chorus. And then while the panelists give you their feedback, people in the audience will vote. And some people say that when they've had such an amazing time just being in the audience, learning from the great panelists and so, some real industry insiders. It's amazing. I really can't wait. We are an hour and 50 minutes away. It's going to be fun.
It's so exciting. Thank you. The Elle Michelle, what would you like to share with people who are watching or listening about this fabulous event that's taking place?
You see my eyes twinkling. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Listen, I am one of the people that are on the panel as a vocal coach. And so when you come in, you'll have people from different areas and different backgrounds of music to help kind of guide you and give you feedback. So I love people to come back and sit and learn, just as Deborah just said. And maybe you want to come on the stage the following week. You never know. You never know. It's a great opportunity to learn, grow, get an opportunity to win. So just come through and hear the great advice, the critiques, and everything that you hear. Just know this: when you show up, and I know some of you will, any critique you hear is great because it causes you to grow closer to your goal in musical theater and voice. And come on by. I'm excited.
I'm so glad that you said that, because if someone's thinking, oh, I'm afraid to perform in front of all these people, you're never going to know if you don't show up. Take the step and show up.
That's right. That's absolutely right. And I mean, you don't have the people what this is doing for everybody. Other auditions, before you would have to walk into a room, stand in front of people you don't know. And it's like, oh my God. But this has taken that down. And you get to relax and just use your voice to paint a picture, the theater of the mind. So if you can use your voice to paint a picture and help us to hear the emotion, feel what you're singing about, you have a great chance, and it's a great opportunity for you. So you're taking down the old ways. It's an opportunity to walk on a stage without being seen, but just to utilize your voice to get a chance to win.
Yay!
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I think that, we learned from the voiceover contest that, people can just be at such a level and they've never performed in front of people before. We had quite a few drop the mic moments on the voiceover contest. And I'm sort of like butterflies waiting for the ones that we're going to get on the musical theatre. Is going to be amazing, because some of the people that I know want to enter, I've heard them sing already, so I'm sort of like, oh, I'm so excited.
And I want to clarify one thing for people who are maybe just joining us. So if somebody wants to have the opportunity, they can come in and raise their hand. Is that right? And then, okay. So no excuses, people.
No, I think there was one guy for the voiceover contest that actually he was just coming through the hallways, checking out what was going on. Oh, that looks interesting. Came into the room and went, oh, actually, he puts up his hand, ends up on stage, and he ended up going, oh, okay. I think he put his hand up to force, saying, I vote for this person. And he ended up on stage and he went, okay. And he wrote a little script while he was on stage. And then he actually got through to the semi-finals, which was amazing. So who knows where it's going to go? As I said, we'll be with you next week so we can let you know all about it.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. We're excited because you'll be here giving updates. It's excellent.
Definitely.
The Elle Michelle, how can people get in touch with you? We are streaming your banner, but for people listening on the radio.
On Instagram right now, it's _ELLEMICHELLE on Instagram. That's how you can find me for now. Website coming soon.
Ooh, I'll tell you, your voice gives me chills. It's so good. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to pop over into the room and see what's going on later. I'm very excited.
Yeah, come and vote. You know, people voting are just as important as those that are participating, if not more so, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Yes, well, I'll be there. And audience, we want you there too. And if you missed the beginning of the show, please head over to our YouTube channel, Dr. Jacalyn LLC, to make sure you get this from the very beginning. And we're going to be here every week. I was going to say every night. It is night where you are. It's afternoon where I am.
Yeah, so. Literally the sun is set on me throughout the show.
Deborah, I can tell you, I can relate to that because I have big windows here, and when the sun starts to set, this whole green screen becomes completely white, and I have to keip moving the computer. I'm all the way over here, so I can't broadcast after a certain time. But it's been such a pleasure having you here, the Elle Michelle. Look forward to having you on another one of our shows or coming back to this show, and we wish you continued success.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it. Absolutely.
Thanks. See you again.
Thanks, Elle. I'd like to say thank you for joining us today, but also for joining us for both the voiceover and the musical theatre panels. You've been an absolute star.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Deborah, she's delightful. Thank you so much for introducing our audience to her. And she's so beautiful inside and out, so talented.
Oh, she is. She is. You know, and of course, I thought, you know, it would be great to bring Elle with today for our first show. Wow. Can you believe?
It's like we just had a baby. Not together, of course, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'll let you have the rights.
Way too old. But I would love if you would share with our audience what they can expect week to week. What will we be bringing them?
Oh, I think so. What's been going on with the 5 to 9 Club? You know, I did have some things from Mark Summers. But unfortunately, the email came in just as I was coming on stage, so I wasn't able to read and memorize it. I think what's going on with the club, and what's going on Clubhouse, and I suppose over the next few weeks it'll be what's going on with the auditions for musical theatre, and I suppose in some industry news as we hear about it, because you know Weber Group, the company I own, is based at Pinewood, so we do have our ear to the ground with what's going on in the industry.
That is so exciting. Deborah, how can people get in touch with you?
I think the easiest way is you can get in touch with me on Instagram at Webra, which is WEBRA .Deborah, which is DEBRA, on Instagram, or you can email me at info@529, which is the numbers, club.co.uk, which is also on the banner as we speak.
Thank you so much for a brilliant first show and for our first sunset together and for everything that you're bringing to this world. I think it's amazing that in your position and all the things that you do, you are changing so many lives. And that's what people have an opportunity to be a part of, to meet people they may never have met before, to see talent they might not have had the opportunity, and to learn about Clubhouse and learn about what is going on in this world. It's not just about where you live in your space.
Yeah.
You know, it's finding out about other cultures and what are real life issues that people are dealing with, and how are people able to share their talents. Some places in the world are not as open. People don't have the same freedoms that we have in other places in the world. So let's all join together and support each other.
Which is why, you know, Mark Summers and myself do a lot of work together, because, you know, we got our network of people, as you says, it's quite easy for Mark and myself to pick up a phone and say to one of our network, can you come and join us? And it's life-changing for others, you know, and why not do something that helps the next generation? And I think that's why we have so much fun and we put in the work to facilitate it, you know, and we'll keep doing it.
I remember when you and I had our first conversation, how you mentioned what you just touched on, the fact that you have the ability to pick up a phone and make a call to connect someone. And if the person doesn't reach out, if they're not over on Clubhouse, if they're not, emailing or over on Instagram connecting, it's not going to happen. So please, this is a huge opportunity for our audience to connect and get yourself known, get your voice heard, and share your talent.
Yes. If you've just got to think, I think Audrey Hepburn said it, nothing is impossible, because that word itself is I'm possible, and this is what we have to say to people, nothing ever changes if nothing ever changes. Just get yourself up and get on with doing what you want to do and what you want to achieve, because we can give you these opportunities, but we can only help you to help yourself. We can't put in the hard work for you.
So true. So true. Thank you again for being a delightful co-host. I'm so happy that we are partnering together. And thank you so much, the Elle Michelle, for being here today. I wish you incredible success with the show. And I will be over in the audience.
Thank you. And I look forward to speaking in the week. And I'll see you here next
Absolutely.
Wednesday.
Thank you so much. Bye, Deborah. Bye, the Elle Michelle.
Bye.
Wow, I hope you're as excited as I am. I keep thinking to myself, all the people who have talent. You might be on a street corner and somebody just set up some makeshift area, then they start singing and you think, oh my gosh, I wish that person had an opportunity to be discovered. Here they are on the street corner singing and they're so talented. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter if you're in a street corner, if you're still in the pandemic, if you're out and about, you have an incredible opportunity to be discovered, to have your voice heard, to share your talents. Please go over to Clubhouse and get yourself known, make some connections, help other people. I think that's what it's all about. Once again, thank you for joining us. We've got another show coming up, which is A Better You, lessons from the best coaches, consultants, and trusted advisors. And this is our presentation platform where we hear from a team of experts who help us become better personally or professionally. Thank you again, Deborah. Thank you again, the Elle Michelle. Thank you, Ben Chai, for the incredible introduction. And thank you, Clubhouse, for giving us a platform where we can learn and grow together. We'll see you soon.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.